Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of Top Chef. Last week, Ron had to pack his knives and go somewhere. So Jennifer's not feeling that well this week, but you know what? When you have a job like that, the show must go on, whether you feel good or not, unfortunately. So it's time for the Quickfire, and the guest judge is Tyler Florence. I've seen him on TV. Okay, so yeah, it's all about celebrating your art on the home front. And they need to create a dish using 3 key words. And the 3 key words are going to come from a slot machine. Yeah, they did. So it's also a high stakes quickfire. And some of the words were kind of weird, like stressed, adventurous. Well, Asian's not that weird, but umami. I don't know how many people have actually heard of that. So let's talk about the bottom. On the bottom is Robin. She had stressed umami Middle Eastern. She made the mistake of trying to tell Padma that curry was Middle Eastern. No, it's not. Eli, he had stressed umami Asian. Too much citrus. You ruined any chance of tasting the umami. Jennifer, adventurous nutty American. Sounds like a candy bar. But putting caviar on scallops, oh my god, that's so not adventurous. We do that in our restaurant all the time. Alright, so the top. Mike. Even though I don't like him, he had stressed umami Asian, and his ingredients were light, fresh, and clean. I think he had some kind of a mushroom ceviche. Kevin. Stressed, hot, and spicy Asian. Tyler Florence was pretty impressed by how good Kevin's Asian was, even though he never cooks Asian. It's pretty cool. And Michael, adventurous tangy Asian. The flavor combinations altogether that he put were amazing. But Kevin wins this one. And since it's a high stakes, you get to choose whether you want immunity or whether you want $15,000 in cold hard cash. Well, if I were Kevin, I don't think I'd be very worried about immunity either. So I would choose the $15,000, and that's exactly what Kevin did as well. So for the elimination challenge, they're not saying a word yet. They're being sent home, and they're going to have a nice dinner. So when they get there, they realize the pantry is stocked. Kids, it looks like we're cooking that dinner. And yeah, they are, because outside along with Padma is Tyler Florence, Nancy Silverton, Govind Armstrong, Takashi Yagashi, and Tom Douglas. And they all have bags full of groceries. So they're going to be hosting a dinner party for the guest chef judges and the regular judges. They're going to be working in pairs to create a home-style dish, and they're going to draw the knives to find out which chef's ingredients they're going to be using and who their partners are going to be. So they're going to have 2.5 hours to cook, but that's going to be pretty difficult because the house is pretty small to make 5 separate dishes. And even though there's extra equipment from Macy's, like electric woks and such, doesn't mean they're going to work out all that well. So the judges for this episode were Tom, Padma, Toby Young, hello, loving the Toby, and Tyler Florence. So Lorene and Brian got Tyler Florence's bag of groceries, and they ended up making a polenta and some kind of fish. You lost me at polenta. The only way I'll eat polenta is if you put so much cheese in it that you don't recognize that it's polenta, and then it's just cheese. Nancy Silverton, her bag went to Michael and Ash, and they decided that they were going to make a ravioli over a halibut. Okay, Govind Armstrong, his bags went to Eli and Ashley. So they decided that Ashley's pretty good at making gnocchi, so we'll have her do that, and we'll cook some prawns with it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So then Tom Douglas's groceries went to Kevin and Jennifer. And inside his grocery bag was the perfect loin of Kobe beef. It was beautiful. Kobe beef is probably the most perfect beef ever in the entire world. Tagashi's bags went to Mike and Robin. And Mike is kind of a tool. I really hate the way he's treating Robin like a piece of crap because he thinks he's a better cook than she is. It's just not cool. There was lots of Asian ingredients in their bag, and even though he didn't know squat about Asian, he still wouldn't listen to her. So that kind of, peed me oh. So in the top was Laureen and Brian. Who cares? I don't like polenta. They said that they were good at editing a lot of ingredients down to a few that they knew would taste good. And Jennifer and Kevin, Kevin's Kobe beef cannot be denied. It was amazing. Everybody was looking for more. But I suppose it was only so good because of Jennifer's tomato chutney. So she totally won for her sauce, and she got a $10,000 gift card from Macy's. That's pretty cool for not feeling so good that week. Now it's time for the bottom, because somebody's got to go home. It's Top Chef. So Michael and Ash for their halibut and ravioli, and Eli and Ashley for their prawns and gnocchi. So I don't know what was wrong with Ash. He basically threw himself under the bus and was like, I'll never be as good as Michael, and even though he's way better than me, he can still not cook the halibut, right? So I guess I have a chance. It was just so weird. Are you insane, Ash? Or do you just have diarrhea of the mouth? And then on the Eli Ashley side of it, the prawns weren't cooked all the way. I mean, some of them weren't cooked. And some of them weren't cooked all the way. And the gnocchi, it was salty and heavy and tough, and it probably wasn't appropriate for an outdoor summer meal. So Ashley is sent home, I guess because she had a hand in the prawns and the gnocchi. So yeah, it was her time, I guess. I don't know, I thought she was making a comeback, but I guess not. Next week, there's going to be a very important mystery guest judge. And Eli and Robin have some loud, angry words. Can't wait. Till then, much love.